Hello there, Azer here. Recently, there is an open beta for the finals. It's a free-to-play kind of a arena shooter that actually incorporates like a goal-oriented kind of a gameplay instead of like killing people continuously like on every other team deathmatch like FPS arena shooters. Instead, you're just going to be banking in the money that you actually manage to get from vaults, and it has two different kind of gameplay, I suppose. The one that requires you to wait for the vault to open and for you to grab the whole money, cash cube or thingy for you to actually bank it in as well. And while the process of banking in is also like a whole other thing to wait for, which is have a possibility of the people actually able to steal your cash in as well. So it opens up a lot of possibilities of like last minute clutch gameplay kind of a style, I guess. At first glance, it just looks like another kind of an arena shooter with flashy colors, light aesthetics, and a lot of monetized fashion items, I suppose. But because of how simple it is to get in and just understand about the game and how low the time to kill is, it actually makes it like a much more methodical kind of a gameplay instead of like just oh, you need to kill the enemy as quick as possible and then it just yeah, which is the best gun, whatever. Yeah, sure, there is a meta or the counter tier list to each other, each weapons and build sets, I suppose. But because the game is, how to say, the game is actually allowing the players to literally do destruction. Like every single building that you see can be destroyed except for certain infrastructures, I guess. But even given time, I think all those buildings can completely collapse if you wanted them to as well. If you are a heavy player, which is like that huge bulky dude kind of a character that you can unlock after playing the first match, and you can actually unlock that person, and then that person can do all the destruction for you, which is pretty cool. And I would suggest a lot of people who are probably not exactly good with like playing a high speed kind of a gameplay, you can maybe just play heavy a lot more than like a medium class, I guess. But for me, I guess my favorite class is probably going to be like the medium class, but that is because it's actually a quite a balanced class, I guess. For advanced players, they probably can opt in to play it as a like, but it's like a very hit and run kind of a gameplay style, which incorporates like very light weapons, but it doesn't mean that they are not lethal at all. They can actually equip swords and they can actually cloak themselves. Use they can actually use like dashes and even like the hooking like the Spider-Man as well in the game, which actually provides you with a lot of momentum, especially since you are a light character, which the medium character and the heavy character doesn't allow you to do. So yeah, basically, if you really wanted to like cash in as soon as possible and you wanted to be as a quick kind of a gameplay of a lot of like movement freedom, I guess a light build is probably for you then. But I guess it has these three classes that caters for a lot of players. They, depending on what kind of a gameplay they wanted to play, you can go on heavy and just go literally full on melee class if you wanted to, and just literally decimate people with the sledgehammer. Or you can actually go, use a machine gun and just go ham on people from far as well. But of course, because of the low time to kill, it does actually make the game feel like it's harder to kill people. But that also is based on how accurate and how skillful you are at maneuvering, on avoiding people shooting you, or just using the tools that is available in your disposal. You can definitely, play better. I think a lot of like FPS shooters has gone super stale, especially when they are just focusing on just shooting other people and that's it. While this game actually provides something else to actually do, while the main goal is actually just banking in the cash, it actually gives you this very creative feel that is literally control like the environment for you to literally go ham on it. Like yeah, there's a lot of like maneuvers or a lot of like ways you can actually tackle a certain objective from afar or from a close range, or just actually entering a building by the windows instead of actually going through the door. There is like so many ways for you to actually tackle each objectives, and if you know every single like hang gliders, every single jump pads that is available in the whole map. And it's such a refreshing FPS shooter that I think a lot of people probably would unexpectedly enjoying it instead of like playing other shooters, because yeah, sure, you still can, point your gun and shoot at other people, but I think the whole destructibility of the whole map and the whole goal of actually stealing others' cash, steal others' bank in is actually kind of like a very, very cool extraction kind of a concept that I think it's actually pretty fun. If you're playing with other friends, I think it's going to be an extremely fun game to play as well. So the finals is really something that brings new things to the arena FPS shooter genre, and it does it pretty well. It is an Unreal Engine 5 game, but despite how good looking this game is, they actually fix a lot of like the optimization issues that is available from like the alpha stuff. They actually like fix the optimization stuff so well that I can actually run this game on my quad core PC, like literally with a GTX 1060, and I can just run it extremely well. And then there's probably some hiccups when you destroy a lot of things, but for the most part, I'm actually enjoying it. It's actually a very, very smooth gameplay, and that is very, very surprising considering that Unreal Engine 5 games, especially from the AAA ones, like are usually requiring a lot of like hardware power in order for you to even actually run them on 60 FPS. But this game just literally blows out of the water. Even if you have like the budget setup, I believe you can actually play this game even better. And for the most part, it's very enjoyable for how short this whole open beta's running for, I guess. But hopefully they are able to address a lot of the hacking issues in this game. But I think this game is actually one of those rare occurrences where I actually enjoy an FPS shooter. It is really, really enjoyable in short bursts, and yeah, just try not to be too sweaty with it, I suppose. And there you have it. The finals is actually pretty cool. It has a higher concurrent player than like even Battlefield 2042, which is pretty insane since this is a new indie studio founded by literally ex-DICE employees, if I'm not wrong. But yeah, that's all I want to say.